In this Star Wars Jedi Survivor news update video, I will be sharing with you some brand new details and answering your questions about the PS4 and Xbox One versions. Before we do get into all of that though, make sure you do subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any future news updates on this game. So, we are just a month away now from the release of the last gen versions of Jedi Survivor, and I've had a ton of people comment questions about this re-release on my videos. From will the game be entirely included on disc and not require a download, to Steam Deck support, to so much more. But what's great is that EA have actually shared a full FAQ answering tons of common questions people have had about the last gen versions. It was released last night, and I'm going to be sharing it with you today. Speaking of dates, yesterday was actually the birthday of Nasher Dalal, who plays Boda Kuna in the game, and today is Cal Kestis himself's birthday, Cameron Monaghan. So happy birthday to them both. Now, a big thing that people have asked me about is, will this re-release for the PS4 and Xbox One come out on a disc? Is it digital only? I have some great news to share with you. It is indeed going to be made available on the release date of September 17th on disc as well. So you can head to Amazon, GameStop, or wherever you buy disc games, and you are able to purchase a physical copy of the Xbox One or PS4 versions of Jedi Survivor. It will retail at $50 and £45, just like the digital version, and there is a link to them down below in the description. If you use those, it will help support the channel. As much as physical games are great, there is one downside. This disc version of Jedi Survivor does not come with a free upgrade to the PS5 or Xbox Series X version, which is what is included in the digital version of Jedi Survivor for last gen. So if you do get the digital version of PS4 or Xbox One Jedi Survivor, you're able to get a free upgrade to the next gen version when you do get that new console. I've also had people ask me, what's the situation with the PC patch? And at this moment in time, they're still submitting builds. They submitted one this morning. What's interesting to me though is that 4 days ago they did a new build which was called QV Test, which stands for Quality Validation Test. We've not seen this done before in Jedi Survivor's history, so it would not surprise me if we have different people working on the PC patch at Respawn. And once that patch is out, I will make a video, so stay tuned. But as of right now, we don't have anything other than it's coming within the next few weeks. Moving on to the frequently asked questions page that EA posted last night, we'll go through all of it, starting from the top. So they do confirm that the Deluxe Edition is not available for the PS4 or Xbox One. If you want that Deluxe Edition content, so the Luke Skywalker and Han Solo cosmetics, you will need to upgrade to the Deluxe Edition, either outright buying the Deluxe Edition digitally, or the upgrade pack, which is obviously cheaper and makes sense, seeing as if you have a digital version of the game, you will have a free upgrade to the standard version. I also want to reiterate that the game does have pre-order bonuses in the form of the Obi-Wan Kenobi cosmetic pack, just like the original release on current gen. So as long as you pre-order the last gen version of Jedi Survivor before September 17th, you will get the Obi-Wan Kenobi inspired cosmetics. Some people have asked, will the game be coming out before September 17th? That's not the case. They do say there is no early access period at all. Now on to something that has been a bit of a hot topic. So as we know, the original version of Jedi Survivor is huge in file size. It's like 130 plus gigabytes, which is really unoptimized and ridiculous, which means the game doesn't fit on one disc. You have to download a copy of the game when you get the game physically. And like most people expected anyway, the PS4 and Xbox One version is also going to require a download to play, because PS4 and Xbox One discs only go up to 50 gigabytes, so anything over that does require an additional download. Whilst this wording was put there for the current gen version, they've not updated it for last gen, so it makes sense given that the game probably is going to be over 50 gig. It's a large game in terms of content, but it won't fit on one PS4 or Xbox One disc, though they should really be doing multiple discs. It's just a shame that publishers have cheapened out on that. Now for how saves work, because people have been asking me, can I transfer saves from console to console, things like that. So EA say that progress or save files from Jedi Survivor can transfer from PS4 to PS5, then Xbox One to Xbox Series X and S, or Xbox Series X and S to Xbox One on the same platform. However, you can't transfer progress or save files from PS5 to PS4. PlayStation save file transfer will require an update. Make sure you update your PS5 game before migrating saves. That says to me there will be indeed an update for the PS5 version of Jedi Survivor, but they didn't announce any performance improvements with that PC update announcement, so maybe it is just to allow the ability to transfer saves over, and that's all current gen will get, but we'll just have to wait and see when that update does come out. In regards to the PC version receiving further optimizations, fans have asked, is it going to work properly on Steam Deck? Well, back when the game did originally launch, they said there is no dedicated support for Steam Deck, of course, and then they've still not updated this FAQ section, so if there was Steam Deck support, they would have said so. In terms of quality and performance modes, like the current gen consoles, EA do say the PS4 and Xbox One will not feature various modes, it will feature one standard display setting. Now, if I had to guess, it's probably going to be 30 frames per second. It wouldn't surprise me if it's 720 on Xbox One and 900p on PS4, but that's just speculation on my part. I mean, if they've somehow managed to achieve 60 frames per second, incredible, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. Whenever we know what sort of resolution or frame rate the last gen versions run at, I will make a video. Here is another great question and answer. So I've had a bunch of people ask me, is Jedi Survivor on last gen going to be part of EA Play? So if you don't know, you can subscribe to EA Play monthly and you'll receive access to pretty much every EA game, new and old. And one of the most recent games that's been added to EA Play is Jedi Survivor. Usually what happens is when a game comes out, after 12 months, it gets added to this playlist, this back catalogue of games, so you don't have to purchase the game, you just buy the subscription. And I expected the last gen version of Jedi Survivor not to come into EA Play straight away, and that's correct. EA do confirm here that currently members have access to Jedi Survivor on PS5 and Xbox Series X or S, but the PS4 and Xbox One version will not be on EA Play at launch, but EA Play members can purchase the game for a discounted price. It's 10%, so you do save a little bit there if you are planning to purchase the game digitally. What this says to me is that probably in 12 months it will come to EA Play, or maybe because this wasn't the main release of the game, it's an older game now, it's over a year old, they may do it in 6 months, I don't know, that's just speculation on my part. Also, with the re-release of Jedi Survivor on last gen, they did announce this cross-gen bundle, which includes Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order for both last gen and current gen. It's one big bundle that includes both games and both versions, and they say here that the cross-gen bundle will give you dual entitlement for Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, which means you can upgrade your copy of Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor from PS4 to PS5 or Xbox One to Xbox Series X and S at no additional cost. Simply put, it gives you access to both versions of the game on either PlayStation or Xbox. All you need to do is simply download the new version of Jedi Survivor or Fallen Order on your new console, not the last gen version, and it will just work. It's as simply as that. You can't transfer from, say, PlayStation 4 to Xbox Series X or Xbox One to PS5. It has to be within the same console family. And as I mentioned before, this is only available for digital purchases. You can't upgrade your last gen disc copy. Some people may also want to go back to the last gen versions for whatever reason, and you are able to do that. So no matter what, even after upgrading, you still have the old version of the game that you can install on either your last gen or current gen console if you do really want to use the last gen version. Overall, that was a pretty good FAQ, but there are still a few questions I have, and I'm sure you may have, about this last gen version, and hopefully they are all cleared up before launch, but we'll see. They did put out this huge FAQ, and if the answers aren't there, then they probably don't want to talk about them, because we are literally just a month away from release. I'd love to hear your thoughts on anything I've talked about in this video, so please do let me know down in the comment section below, and I will be reading them and responding to any questions and giving any answers I can on this last gen re-release, and I'm looking forward to checking it out in a month's time. If you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like, subscribe so you don't miss any future news updates on this game, and if you did miss any of my previous videos, click on the playlist on screen right now, and I shall see you in my next video. Goodbye.